Hello, my name is Ali Yousefi. Welcome to the Test Automation and EasyRepro series. In this edition, we will cover monitoring EasyRepro, review, execution, timings. We will cover the iCommandResult interface, the browser command result object, the creation of the browser command result object, execution time, think and transition times. We will perform a demo and wrap with some references. The iCommandResult is an interface used by EasyRepro browser commands. Examples of browser commands include login, open app, switch views, entity, etc. Each command contains timings and information about execution, and the commands are stored on the browser object used in each test. To the right, you will see the implementation of the iCommandResult interface, including the command name, execution attempts, start time, exception, success, stop time, execution time, transition time, think time, and depth. Here you will see the browser command result, which implements the iCommandResult interface. As you can see, we've included the start and stop methods. The start and stop methods are used by the execute method, and they provide the start and stop times as well as the execution time. So inside of the execute method, we will find the creation of the browser command result object. We will see the start method called. We will see the execute command method called. And underneath this, we will see the stop method. Execution time is the difference between the stop and start value. As you see, we're using the total milliseconds. The think and transition times are calculated in the calculate results method. You can see the transition time looks for the start time and last command end time, and subtracts the command think times from it. As you can see here, the think time is also shown, as well as the depth being set, and the command results list object, we're adding the result, the iCommandResult to it, and setting the command think time depth to 0. Here you will see examples of both the think and execution times. For the think time, we have the open app command name, shows a think time of 2000 milliseconds, as well as 3 for the transition time. For execution times, we see the open grid record command has an execution time of 4065 milliseconds here. Each one of these is again collected on the browser object and can be sent to application insights or whatever sort of log store you would like to send them to. For this demo, we're going to show the following. We're going to review a sample test that uses the command results. We're going to review the execute method where the browser command result object's actually created, and we'll review adding that code from the sample unit test to a custom unit test. Welcome to this demo of monitoring EasyRepro. In this demo, we are going to locate a sample unit test that shows us how to capture the browser command results. We'll talk through each one of the command result properties and implement in a custom unit test. Okay, so the first part of this demo, we're going to locate the sample unit test. So this will be in the Microsoft.Dynamics365.UIAutomation.sample project. Inside of the shared API folder is a folder called Azure Insights. Inside of that, you'll find a openlead.cs file. Inside of that, you will see a unit test called shared test open active lead. Looking at this, we see that it's logging in, closing guided help, opening the leads sub area, and switching the view to all leads and opening a record. Once that's done, it's creating an instance of the Application Insights Telemetry client and providing the Azure key that's in the app.config file. Once that's complete, it now goes into a for each loop to review all of the command results from XRM browser. Let's take a look at these results here. Okay, so I've already ran a unit test and put a breakpoint on the XRM app.command results. So in this case, we could see in this one as a good example as well. I'm actually using the UCI client, and this works for both UCI and the legacy interface. Both have these what's called the browser command results here. As you can see, when I hover over, I get a list of the iCommand results. So now I'm going to open up my watch here, and I've already added it, and you can see I have 11 commands. So my first one being login. So here we have the command name, which was login. We have the depth, if any exceptions happened, how many execution attempts happened, the execution time here, which is in milliseconds, the start time, the stop time, and was it successful. We also have think time and transition time. Let's see if we can find one that includes that. Let's see. All right. So we have the open app command has a think time of 2000 or 2 seconds and a transition time of 8. All right, so I'm actually looking at the open sub area command name here. I wanted to point this one out to talk through this depth field that we see. You see this one says 1. I'm actually in the open sub area as part of the web client.cs. You can see here's the open sub area, which matches the command name. So this depth here is 1. You may see ones that's surrounded, such as like this open submenu that says depth of 2. The reason for that is this is actually embedded inside of this. So if I go here, I can see that open submenu was a method inside of the open sub area. And so open submenu here, see it's this PA control framework tester that's getting passed in. This was depth of 2. So this was happening inside of the other one. That's what that means there. You see this one actually has a value returned. You see string and web element. I can see it's returning all the different, what was the name of the submenu, and then what's the element ID. So that's what that depth stands for. All right, so I've navigated back to my for each loop. We've looked at the think time, the transition time, execution time, start time, and end time. Let's look and see how those are actually implemented here. So I'm going to move over to the browser command.cs file and to the execute method you see here. And so what this is doing is it's actually creating the result, which is going to be my browser command result. You can see here there's the command name that's set here. Let's see that to this, like say, initialize unified interface test mode. Let's get another one. Open app, that looks a little better. And we have the depth, execution time, start, stop. So you can see here is the actual start. While the retries is greater than 0 here, we're going to bump up the execution attempts, which you see here on this one is 1. We'll do a trace, and we'll execute the command. And that's the value that you see here. We'll have success if it's successful or not. If not, you see that there's a try-catch block here. We have success equal to false, and we push this exception here. So you'll actually get the exception that occurred. What happens inside of this catch block is kind of interesting. You have ways of providing certain kinds of exception types that you want to handle that you can say assign to here. And see this exception action. You can actually provide particular exceptions that you expect to happen, and then you can have a custom action fire off of that one, which is here. There's also a retry delay that allows us to, say if something happens, kind of maybe back off for a bit, throttle it, if you will, and then retry again. You see here, it's a simple thread.sleep method. And finally, once the execution is stopped, we stop it here, we trace, and we return the result. So if you ever get stuck and really want to understand how this thing is working, navigate to the Microsoft.dynamics365.uiautomation.browser project and look for the browser command.cs, specifically the execute method here. All right, to wrap up this demo, we'll look at implementing what we just saw into a custom unit test. As you see here, I have one that I've implemented here. You could take that code from the open lead file here and implement it. You can easily change it to the UCI if you want. It'll still have that command results list, and simply it's going to go through and create a property and metrics bag, add to the property and metric bags, and use this track event here for application insights. And it'll look through each one and finish up and push to App Insights. That's the end of this demo. Thank you. Finally, we'll leave with some references, including the EasyRepro GitHub repository and the blog post Test Automation and EasyRepro, Monitoring and Insights with EasyRepro. Thank you for watching this edition of the Test Automation and EasyRepro series. You can find my contact information in the slide here, as well as in the description below. Thanks.